This is PIDP 3100, Foundations of Adult Education, assignment number 1 based on learning theories, constructivism and cognitivism, and the digital presentation is done by Brent Wilmot and Kat Hazard. Constructivism and cognitivism, we've chose these two theories because both of them are being utilized within our classrooms, as well as they each address certain learning topics that are crucial for student success in apprenticeship training. And although sometimes they're used separately, they're often combined in classroom delivery. First of all, constructivism. It's a learning theory found in psychology, which explains how people might acquire knowledge and learn. It therefore has direct application to education. The theory suggests that humans construct knowledge and meaning from their experiences. Some of the theorists that are involved in constructivism include John Dewey, Brunner, Jean Piaget, and Lem Vygotsky. Cognitivism is a learning theory that has to do with the learner's learning process. It's often compared to the processes of a computer in that, first of all, you have your input, which is your new information or your question, throughput, which is processing information, followed by your output, which is the learner response or the answer. This is actually where it got the label of information processing. Some of the main theorists for cognitivism include Maria Montessori, Jean Piaget once again, Griffins and Peters, Knight and Sutton, Driscoll, as well as Bloom, as in Bloom's taxonomy. Constructivism in the classroom, the educator's responsibility is to prompt and facilitate discussion, as well as guiding students by asking questions that will lead to conclusions. The learner will be responsible to work primarily in groups. Learning and knowledge are interactive and dynamic in the constructivist classroom. Cognitivism in the classroom, the educator is responsible to present the information in a meaningful way to the learner, as well as information should be organized in a way to facilitate the learner with what they need to retain and reuse the information. It's great for mathematics and troubleshooting, and the learner is responsible to be able to retain and recall the information, as well as understand the information that's been given to them. Constructivism in the classroom, some of the activities included could be experimentation, where you conduct an experiment and discuss results in the classroom setting. Research projects, where you explore a topic and present your findings in class. Field trips, gives you real-world context for concepts and ideas discussed in class. Class discussions, which is actually one of the key techniques used in the constructivist classroom, as well as film, which provides visual context and brings another sense to the learning experience. In the cognitivism classroom, some of the activities include using graphic organizers, for example, flowcharts, to make sure that you've got key information laid out in an organized manner. Also chunking information, for example, telephone numbers, 8675309. Sequencing with prior skills. For example, you need to know addition before you can learn subtraction. Also using mnemonic devices, so never eat soggy wieners in order to remember your directions, north, east, south, and west. Constructivism, some of the pros that you have is they give active hands-on learning, interaction, and teamwork, stimulates self-confidence and critical thinking, and prepares the learner for real-world problem-solving skills. But some of the cons you also have for the instructor, you're going to have extended prep time. The teacher needs to implement more assessment strategies than the standard teaching system, since the learner is drawing their own conclusions in class, and student effort needs to be considered regardless of the conclusions that the student draws. Cognitivism has pros and cons as well. Emphasis on memory and process can be easily combined with other learning theories for a more effective classroom, and it's also great for math, science, and other fact-based knowledge. Cons that you have is it doesn't take emotional response and attitudes into account. It's usually based on a controlled environment and doesn't consider real-world variances, as well as it's not very suitable for classes that are based in arts. So constructivism and cognitivism really are better together. Constructivism can be used when taking students on field trips and having them discuss topics pertaining to their learning modules. Cognitivism can be used effectively in mathematics, as well as certain calculations for gas and heating theory. Theories can be combined for student success in classrooms, like blueprinting, shops, and labs. So no one theory is going to be the most effective for every topic taught. Instead, combined theories will be best to ensure student success and readiness for the real world.